Welcome everyone back to my YouTube channel. Tonight we're just going to do a really quick video kind of going over some of the trades that we looked at last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago, when we were going over using the simplicity system. We looked at 6 trades, and that was on September 21st at the 2 o'clock candle. That's actually September 22nd on trading time, at least at the 2 o'clock candle, right? So tonight we're going to go over some of those trades, and of course we've got 6 more trades to look at and just get a chance to see what you can make when you get the skill. Yes, of course, you still need the skill set, and just back off of trading. Don't become super obsessive about it, right? And just, perfect your skill set. So obviously we have to start with my fancy dancy disclaimer that says everything we do on these calls is recorded. Obviously this one's not a live class, so not a big issue there. Please know that nothing is considered financial, legal, or investing advice. And last but not least, I practice high risk, high reward trading. You can follow similar steps with safer, lower risk, lower reward trading styles. So I usually have this up mostly because I stinking love it, right? Some people see a skill set, and of course you see all the people in all the groups and all the channels and all the Facebook and Instagram saying, oh my gosh, I made $1 bajillion, right? But most of them are either stacking, trade on trade on trade, which is just maximizing their leverage, or they're starting off with billions of dollars, right? Or hundreds of thousands of dollars. What I'm hoping to teach people is that, yes, not exactly this way, you're not going to double your money every day, but this is what compounding looks like to me. So if you're not sure about this, literally, yes, you can double a penny every day for 31 days and turn it to $10 million. And that's what we're doing in trading, is we're doubling our efforts, taking a few hundreds of dollars and turning it into 5,000 or 10,000 or 30,000 or 100,000. And of course we make mistakes along the way, we withdraw, and then we do it again. So that's that. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go over to my chart now. If you have not already done so, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I apologize, this is the only content that this channel has gotten in a while. I promise to pick it back up after I'm done with the website and the creation of the bot and all the other stuff that we've kind of got going on as a people. So as a people, we're accomplishing big things, and it's really exciting, but I am one person. So with that in mind, I promise to get back into the videos. If you have specific content, please make sure you comment that below. And I'm making a running list of, okay, so I will make this video and maybe just help you see the market in a way that I see the market, or a way that may work for you to hopefully become a more profitable trader. So without further ado, like I said before, I think already once, we looked at trades for like 20 minutes. Like I think it was a 20-minute give or take recording, right? It was really short. This was on September 22nd, technically, for trading time, to kind of give you an idea what that looks like. We're going to go to the first pair we had on our list that week, which was the Australian New Zealand dollar, if I could talk properly. So we're looking at the 9:22, 1 o'clock candle, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock candle, in and around this range. I'm not going to zoom in on every candle because you guys can go back to your charts. As long as you have access to MT4, you can totally go back to your charts and find and kind of nitpick anything you want to pick at. But here's the deal. We looked at 6 trades last week, well, 2 weeks ago. Of those 6 trades, this time we had a 100% winning ratio, which is awesome. We know it can't happen every time. But of those trades, they moved a total of 1,055 pips. And for those of y'all who don't know what that looks like, 1,055 pips on the very smallest lot size that you guys can do, I'm pretty sure is $100, right? Which took 20 minutes, okay? Granted, you have to get the skill set. On the standard kind of lot size, well, next to standard lot size, micro lot size, which is a 0.1, right? That's $1,000 is what that equals. And then of course you get what we call a standard lot size, which is what most accounts, anybody who's got more than a couple of grand in their account, most people who has access to anything at all, that's what most people are trading. That's why they call it standard. That's 1.0 of a lot size. And that's, again, it differs from broker to broker. But what that equals, guys, is $10,000 in something that took you 20 minutes to do. Now, I'm not in any way saying it does not take, obviously, you getting the skill set. You've got to learn some stuff along the way. But what I am saying is, not only could you have made $10,000 in 20 minutes, you also could have made $40,000 and $100,000 and 100, and beyond that in just 20 minutes by compounding your lot sizes, right? So you guys have that call, it's recorded, it's live, can't take it down, you have all the proof there is. We looked at the Australian New Zealand dollar for the buy, and that's in around this time frame, where we know we're always looking for that breakout. Of course, that moved a total of 137, 140-ish pips. Definitely not bad. We more than tripled, almost more than tripled that ATR, the ADR. Definitely great trade. Plenty of room to either scale out, okay, or to have protected your profits along the way. We also looked at, let me take that off my watch list now. We also looked at Chef, right, JPY, which was in and around this time. We didn't have the simplicity signal just up yet, but we had enough trading knowledge to know what I was looking for. So in around this area, as soon as we broke that fractal, again, same kind of concept. We moved a total of 175 pips. Again, almost doubling the ADR. Plenty of room to have major money, got on with your day, scaled back in, okay, scaled out, and done all the things you needed to do with no interruptions, particularly if you have a trade manager. I'm going to take that off my watch list. We also had Euro JPY. I just do this so you guys can see that this was possible. Like, we actually already went over this, right? So Euro JPY, same kind of thing. You are here, somewhere in here. I can find it, hopefully. We're looking for the 22 handle, which is here, okay? We had just kind of finished making that lower low. In the time that it took us to break this next kind of fractal area, we were on the 1 hour time frame. Oopsie, let's come on over. We know that our stop loss should be below structure plus a little bit of room, so this is where we were at. We talked about a really tight stop that's on this candle, so we know that. By the time we broke this fractal, okay, either way, beautiful buy-up. Over 200 pips, over 3 times the ATR, amazing trade, definitely worth taking a look at. That's how simple that was. You placed it, you have a trade manager, hopefully you're scaling out along the way or scaling in, and poof, you're done for your week or two. So Euro New Zealand was also on our list. We said it had a little bit more room to go. So again, we're going to zoom in on our right candle here. If I can find it, which was, zoom out. Euro New Zealand. Let's find that area. This is good. There we go. Gotcha. Well, either way, you guys can see this whole area. So anywhere in this area, in this case, look, this pulls back, and that's hard. But notice how we didn't make a lower low plus some room. We did, however, make a higher high. So anywhere in this range, no matter where you got in at, let's say worst case scenario, you still got 178 pips, which as you can see, almost, well, is 1.16, 1.17, 1.15 ADR, right? Plenty of room to have got your pips and went on with your day. I collected a total of 158 on that one, so not bad at all, right? Not a bad trade whatsoever. Take that off my watch list. There we go. GN was next. GN is still kind of consolidating, which we saw that last week. As you can see, if I zoom out and make this super ugly, can't even see the candles. It's still just playing around and doing like absolutely nothing. So GN is right in and around here. If you look at the bottom of my screen, we're looking at that 2 o'clock candle. So we're still failing to make a lower low. Remember, we need our stop loss here plus room. However, since then, we have made 155 pips, which more than kind of covers the ADR, which is where I'm saying if we hit 1 ADR, that is a winning trade. That gives you more than enough pips to get out of it. So in total, I got 111 on that one. And last but not least, we had NZD CAD. This, of course, played out beautifully, and I'm getting ready to play it again, but we'll go over that here in just a second. Looking for the 922 anywhere in this area. You can see the candles are pretty ugly. Waiting for the break of that fractal, you still got 237 pips. You got almost 5 times the ADR going off with the lowest number. That's insane, right? Perfect trades, obviously, it can't always happen that way. Sometimes we gotta win some and lose some, but those were our results for the call we had 2 weeks ago. So on to today. I've got my little notepad out here. We're gonna just go through these like I would for myself, which is literally what I'm doing on my other account. So I'll show you in US dollar, 1 hour time frame. We've got simplicity up. Remember, it is a reversal indicator. It is not a perfect system. It's just a helpful system, right? I'm looking for a buy based off of the formations that we're seeing, and of course we've got simplicity. So the second we break this fractal, I'm looking to buy it up to where price broke out before. So all that means is from here to here, do I have room to cover with that ADR? I sure do. That's a safe buy for me. So I'm gonna hit W to make sure that's on my watch list so you guys can see that in 2 weeks, maybe 3 actually. Euro USD is another one. I love the way this is forming out. Of course, we don't have a simplicity signal. I'm not even daring to zoom in on the candles because I know my formation. I can see the trend line. By the time we break this fractal, if we break this fractal, that's a valid trade. Again, if I zoom in, and I only get to where price broke out before, from the break of this fractal, that's only 70-ish pips. But again, I'm looking to come all the way back up to here. So I'm looking to get about 2 ADR on this one, but again, anything above 1, and I'm good. So that's Euro USD, check. Odd CAD, which of course, I think this is out of order, go figure. Line is down here. Silly girl, oh, there we go. Odd CAD, I really like this based off of really big time frame analysis. So I'm very much in love with this. We knew it had to pull back a little. Right now, if I zoom in more on the candle formations, your stop loss is going to be a little bit below here. You've got a really good entry. You can wait now, of course, the break of this fractal. I absolutely love this. On the bigger time frame, I'd be holding this for a lot longer, but that's just me. If you don't know what I'm seeing, go to the higher time frames and look at your candle formations. You're like, oh, I get it. So that's Odd CAD. Definitely worth your time there. Australia, New Zealand, I'm kind of like 50-50 on this. Here's where I'm at. I will put a pending order based off of my simplicity and if we break out of this consolidation zone. If we never break out of it, I lost no monies and I gained no monies. I'm okay with that. Otherwise, we can easily consolidate and of course continue in the bigger direction. For now, we've got this nice impulse move up consolidation. I want to see it retest a little bit of where price broke out before we pick a direction. So in this case, do we have room to at least cover 1 ADR? Let's find out. Waiting for the break of that fractal? That's not 1 ADR. That is though, right? So do we have enough room to cover even just 50 pips? I think that we do. So that's why I'm saying I would put mine here just based off of kind of measured move trading. It's really, really simple. Obviously I have a better kind of more rule-based strategy, but because I know the charts and because I know the candles, I can come look at this twice a month, 3 times a month, and do still really, really well. So that's Australia, New Zealand. I don't want to pop around time frames to tell you the other reasons why I want to kind of sell this down before we continue up. But either way, I think we have some room on this sell down real quick. And worst case scenario, if your sell never gets activated, then you lost no monies, right? And if it does get activated, you know you have enough room to kind of catch that measured sell out for just a moment. So putting that on my watch list, that's good. GBP CAD, we know there was a whole bunch of CAD stuff this week, and for those of y'all who have traded with me regularly, you know that I'm really good at technical analysis. I know the candles, I know the formations, I know the indicators, I know quarter points, and I know all this stuff about harmonics and measured moves and patterns and everything, right? I know that stuff really well. I'm not really big on fundamentals. Now I know fundamentals can swing us around, but we also know that fundamentals are typically, the move itself has happened long before the news came out, right? It's all perception based. It's the perceived value now that it's public. But the value has already happened in general. The powers that be already knew this stuff long before it got to any of the news outlets or long before it got to you and me. So that's my theory. Not everyone agrees, and I get it. I probably should not have said it on this YouTube. But either way, you guys get the point. So technical analysis can be enough even without fundamental. So with that in mind, looking at this from a technical standpoint, I'm going to zoom out. We've got a beautiful trend line here. We've officially broken and retested that area. We also have a formation happening from any of those of you guys who actually know what those are. Great. And last but not least, we've got simplicity. So we've got a beautiful kind of loss of confirmation reversal potentially setting up. I'm just looking to buy this up for about 200-ish pips. I'm super okay with 90. I'd like to see it come all the way up to here. We may or may not. That's 260. But I am looking for this to buy up. That's GBP CAD. I know some people are really avoiding the CAD, that's why I said all that. And last but not least is the NZD CAD. This pair has been moving really smooth. It does not always, but lately it has been. Beautiful sell down. Again, we kind of break that trend line. We've retested it in resorts. Got, again, a beautiful formation. We know there's a lot of news and a lot of clout around this. However, you can wait till the break of that fractal and buy it up to where price broke out before. Really, really simple, not overly complex, and a great kind of side level of income. So I wouldn't use this as my main form of trading. There's too many variables in that, too much speculation I feel like. but to have as your kind of safe compounding account, I find this trading once every other week or so, if I could talk, to be really good. For kind of really safe, no stress, just compound a little bit, increase by a couple percent each time, increase your lot sizes, really simple. So those are my trades for the week, today being October 5th. This is obviously, let's zoom in just so you guys can see. Y'all know what candle this is. This is currently the 2 o'clock candle where this analysis comes from. So again, come back in a couple of weeks and say, okay, I didn't listen, or maybe I put this in a demo. I want to see how this played out. What if I just went for 50 pips on these trades? What if I just went for 1 ADR on these trades? Apply to trailing stop if you don't have a cooler trade manager. See what you can do and start practicing this. If you're not sure how to get a demo account or what you need to do, we finally started cleaning up the description in my YouTube. So go to the description, kind of start at 1 and say, okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really simple. So if you have any questions or specific content ideas, please do put them in the chat. As soon as we're done with all the launch stuff, I promise that I will get through those and blast out your 100 videos on every topic to help people become a more proficient trader is my goal overall. So happy trading. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and God bless.